Hey y'all, hey, and welcome back to the new and improved Budget and Butterflies. This week, we're going to be working on our June budget and closing out May. I've actually already closed out May's budget, and I'm happy to report that we were pretty much spot on this month. I did have a few things, and I won't even go into this because this is a new form, so as I'm getting used to it, I'm realizing that there are some things that I could do better and improve. So each month you may see a spreadsheet, or a form that looks slightly different from the prior month, and that's because I am still going through somewhat of the creative or developmental phases. You also see here that I have some change that I want to count out and add to the coin challenge. My wallet was getting really heavy. And using cash, you'll realize that your coins will add up very quickly. But I'll do that and save that for another video, as well as the cash stuffings that we have over here. This was a blessing that I received this week. More about this in my next video. But anyway, so I have my budget spreadsheet here, or worksheet. I don't know why I keep calling it a spreadsheet, but I have my budget worksheet here. And as I was closing out May, I realized that what I did not do, which is so important, was keep track, whether that is on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, of the dates or dates that I paid or took care of these expenses. So I think what I'm going to do is add or make some of these columns a little bit smaller so that I could add a paid date column to both sides. Well, actually I only need it on one side of each section. That way, as I'm going through the budget, I know that I've actually taken care of those things, because in reconciling May's budget, I did realize that I was double paying some things, especially like with my savings challenges. I was double paying that. I put extra money in my emergency savings. Not that I'm fussing or complaining about it, but I don't need it, right? So once I get to that 6-month mark, and I'm not as close as I would like to be, but I don't need to continue to add those funds in there, because I really do want to stick to my budget, because I'm a firm believer that I can't lead you where I've not been. So I'm trying my best to stick to the budget, and that the money that I have left over, I said that I would just throw it at debt payments. So right now, my emergency savings, it has dwindled a little bit, but it's still somewhat comfortable. I'm able to breathe. And if something were to happen, I do believe that my children and I will be okay for a little bit. So anyway, I'm going to start with, let's see, filling in. And you all, I love this pen. I'm not sponsored in any way by Truist, but I absolutely love their pens. Every time I go through the drive-thru, I request, I tell the teller who happily just gives it to me. I'm like, listen, I'm going to take this pen. And she's like, are you taking the pen today? Yes, ma'am. I am. But it writes so well. And not to mention that my bank tellers and staff, they're so nice, you all. I love it. But anyway, so here we go, June 2025, and I'm gonna try my best to write with my butterfly ring, but I might have to snatch it off at some point in this video. So I am going to, just for the sake of this video and for privacy's sake, I will not be filling in my income information, but I will talk you through how to do that for yourself. There are some things I'm just not willing to, at this point, put on the internet. So there's that. Anyway, my mortgage payment is, let me see, 40. Electricity is probably, it's been consistently running me about $9 more each month, so it's at $159 now. And then my water bill is, I think I saw it was $106 this month because summertime is here. Although it is raining quite a bit, it's still very hot and very dry outside, so the water bill has gone up about $46 because it used to be consistently $60, but it's gone up. So my cell phone bill is at $260. I told you all in my last budget video that I was going to work on reducing that, and I'm still in the process. I've been looking at T-Mobile, but I'm just not satisfied with their reviews and service. So y'all, leave some comments to let me know who you recommend. Right now I am with Verizon, but anyway, my cable bill has gone up about $5, so it's going to be at $35. No HOA fees. Groceries I will maintain at $400 because we really did do well with that in September. In September. In May, lawn care is going to be, now that we're going to the full summer months, it's going to be about $120 per month. And then gasoline for the car for the month, I do have some travel planned, so I typically do $120 every 2 weeks, but for this particular month, I'm going to do, because we're going to be taking a trip to Naples, so I'm going to do about $300 for gasoline for the month. And although I do have my travel sinking fund on the back side, I don't really include gas in that because it's kind of hard to, I don't know, I wouldn't say hard. It's difficult to kind of separate the two. So when I go and I pay for gas, I guess what I could do is just have my travel envelope with me, and then everything I just pay out of that, including food. That is a possibility. So you know what? For the week, for the month, just in gasoline, I'm going to designate my standard $240, and that is and then what I will do is on the back side here in my vacation and travel, I'll just add those extra $60 so that I can cover the gas expense for travel as well. And I may not even need anything, you all. Again, let me zoom in a little bit so you all can see the whole form. Okay, so gasoline, it looks like it's saying 3, but it is 240. I'm just gonna write it up here. That white out, it's not working with this felt pen. So anyway, insurance is going to be about the same at $163. And then I don't have any of my insurance payments coming out. Remember, those are quarterly. So, and I don't anticipate any copays. Actually, I do. Nope, I don't. So even for their well care visits, I won't have any copays. So no copays on that. Our braces will be coming out, and that's a standard charge. My last payment for the braces is probably November or December, which I'm excited about. So for church and my giving, I'm going to leave that blank for now because that is personal, but in my gifts to my family, it'll be about, in commissary, those who are incarcerated. Let me go up some, zoom out just a little bit so you can see that. So church, I will be leaving blank because, like I said, that's personal to me. All of this is personal, but it's really private, and I don't want to share that. But I do give to my local church. So for the commissary, for my family, I will be probably at $180 this month because the fees are just ridiculous to send money to your inmates who are incarcerated. And then, so my other in giving, it's like I normally do about $50, and this is for homeless care. If I meet anyone or see anyone on the street and they are in need, you all, I have to cap it for myself because otherwise I'd give all of my money away. So without my contributions to the church, I am looking at in my necessities, and it is a necessity for me. It may not be for others, but for me in my household, it is. I am going to add this up really quickly. Let's zoom it out so you all can see the calculator here. So that's 1313. I know the one is kind of hard to see because of the lighting. So we have 1340 plus 159, 106. All right. We're at, and I'm actually going to write this in pencil since I do need to fill that in. So without, I'm going to write without my church. I guess I could call it what it is. Without offering, tithes and offering. Without tithes, offering, I'm at 3309.40. And remember that I follow a 60-30-10 budget rule. It is modified. The most popular, and I was trying to think of this in my last budget video, is the 50-30-20. But because of the way my finances are set up right now, I've modified it 60-30-10 because I am trying to attack my debt aggressively. And my debt is considered a part, although I list them out separately, they are necessities. But I also, anything current, I forgot where I was going with that, you all. So anyway, here's that. So right now I'm at 3309.40. So in order to once I finish, you'll see that I did add a new section that gives me a snapshot of where I am with regards to my budget rules. So we'll look at that momentarily. And I'll actually do that off camera because, and let me zoom out some more, because it will require me to really dig into my my finances, which I do intend to keep private. But in any event, here we go. Next section number 2 is the family and other. These are my wants. So for dining out, I typically do about $150 bi-weekly. So I'm going to keep that at $300. I could probably cut it down, but we live very busy lives, and honestly, Chipotle comes in handy. So I'm just going to keep it real. Chipotle and Chick-fil-A, y'all. I love those two places. Let's see, for tolls and parking, I don't have any for this. I don't anticipate any this month. And if I do, I will probably take it from my car maintenance and registration because that has accumulated quite a bit. So for the car wash, that should also probably come from my car maintenance and registration as well because it's a part. But I'm going to, because they do auto pay, so I'm going to continue to budget for that each month and not take that from my, because it's too much work. I'd have to make the transfer, so on and so forth, and it's not really worth it. So I'll just have it continue to come out and budget for it. But anyway, it's $22. For any new clothes, I'm not anticipating having to buy anything, but I didn't anticipate that last month either. But when I got my little extra, I did. So I'm going to budget for about $100 for the month. And I want to make sure, I think I said, okay, so I do have a clothing fund here. So I'm actually going to take this out, and I'm going to add the $100 to the clothing fund because we do have back to school shopping that's coming up soon. So nothing for clothing. Actually, I think I said last month I was going to take this off completely. So I'm just going to make myself a note so that when I go in to modify my worksheet, I'll know to also add that. And if you all hear anything in the background, my daughter is watching some show and she is having a ball. So for dry cleaning, I'm sure this bill is going to go up. So I'm going to put $100 in dry cleaning. For fitness, I'm going to be budgeting. I'll probably go. So I'm going to say it's going to be about $48 this month for the step aerobics. You all, I fell off in May, so pray for me. I hope to get back on that. I missed 2 lessons or 2 classes. Household items, I did just go to Sam's Club and I spent about $160 at Sam's for some household items. Excuse me, but that was budgeted last month, so I don't anticipate needing much this month at all. I believe I'm going to probably need some like Clorox cleaner. I think the last of the one that I have in my bathroom, and then also Listerine. So I'll put probably $50 here, but I likely won't spend that, all of that. Self-care, I will be putting it at, my pedicure is about $55, my mani is about $25. So I'll just budget $100, including tip. If I don't use all of it, I'll roll that over into one of my savings challenges, as I do everything else. And then I have $17 at Apple, about $18 with Disney Plus. This instrument rental, that will be returned this month. So I'm gonna put the $40 there, but it's going to be returned this month just in case I don't get it back before they charge me. But I will make good effort to do so. All right, Prime, it's going to be $15. I don't have anything extra that I want to add to this. And I'm going to just grab a quick sip of water because... Okay, so my downtime went off on my phone and I had to not restart, but I'm starting a new clip. But I left off where I was about to calculate section 2, total it up. So that's what we're going to do now. Doing this with my left hand is funny. I don't even know what I just did. All right, did I do that right? That's 8. Okay, 8, 10. Okay, just to better safe than sorry. Let me make sure I didn't skip anything. So that's 122. And we got 148. And then we have 150. And then 117. And then 18, 40, and 15. 55. So 9, 10. No. Okay. 300. 22. 100. 48. 100. 50. 100. 17. 18. 40. 15. Okay. 810. And that's my final answer. So we're at 810 in this section. Cool beans. Cool beans. All right. So let's see. Let's look at these debt payments that I have for this month. As I mentioned, I'm down to only 8 creditors. You all, I'm excited about the progress that I'm making, and I believe I mentioned earlier that I received a blessing this month, and I do plan on throwing some of that possibly at my debt payoff, like this one. Number 2, I have 2 more payments of $350, and I'm really considering paying that off. And then Capital One, I have no payments for them right now. And then IKEA, 25. Credit Union, about 65. And then, remember, these are the minimums, you all. And then my discovered the personal loan is, I think I'm going to do, I believe my minimum is $400 for them. So let's add that up. This should be 1037. Let's see where we're at. That's pretty fluid. All right, and then let's get over here to the 6-month emergency savings challenge. So on the back side, I'll probably I'm going to add 430. The 529s are due quarterly, and the next one is due in July, so I won't be doing any this month. Tuition is going to be $160. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is that extra that I do have, I'll probably throw it into the tuition savings, because we're still trying to figure out what we're doing with my son for 9th grade year, and it's actually kind of stressful. So my $5 challenge, I think I am down to, pardon my arms being in the camera there, but in the $5 challenge, you all, I have $5, $10, $15, $20, $25, $30 left. Ooh. I am on track, so I'm going to finish that off. Going to hit $30 there. And let's see what we have in the $10 challenge, because we are definitely not doing as well. I have a lot. So you know what? I'll probably let's say I'll do $100, and we'll see. We'll see how that works. Well, let's do $100 in the $10 challenge. And then in the my $20 challenge, which I know I need. Oh, wait. I'm not doing as bad in the $20 challenge. So I'll say, because I have more time with this, I think I'll do another $100 this month in the $20 challenge. I think I did 80 last month, so I'll do $20 in that. Pardon my reach again, you all. I gotta figure out a better way to do that. All right, so anyway, so my 50 envelope challenge. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think the last time I did a, what do you call it? I think I rolled dice, but I'm just going to, you know what? I'm going to take 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 coins. So that's 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's not going to work, because I feel upset. I don't want to do that. I need, you know, leave in the comment section a better way to figure out how to tackle these $50, not $50, 50 envelope challenge, because I want to find something that's fun, but, you know, also maybe I'll tackle my mystery ones. That's what I'll do. So my mystery items, mystery number 1 is 27. Number 2, it's 73. Oh, that's $100. So $100. I gotta make sure I get that, and then I'll probably, let's take on some more. Let's see, it's 27 filled, so I'll do 27 twice. So that's going to be for our envelope challenge. I'm gonna do, let's see, So we have 73 plus 27 plus 27. And then I want to do 19. All right, so for the envelopes, I said 73, 27, 19, 27. And I said 146. And let's hit let's do 46. So 192. So I'm going to put 192 here. All right, I hope you all can see that. But I gotta figure out a better way to do that. I don't know, honestly, if other budgeters on YouTube are actually like legit budgeting for their envelope challenges. But for me, it just makes sense. I don't know that I would be able to do it otherwise. And part of my reach, you all, I'm still trying to get this figured out. So the lens of the camera is over here. So if I were to do anything over here, it's not as close, but the lens is over here. So I'm still trying to work through that. But anyway, so I'm going to do $192 on the 50 envelope challenge. Let's try and knock that out. I don't have a deadline for that. I need to establish one. So over vacation and travel, remember I said I was also going to add the extra 60. So because we are going to Naples for a tournament, I'm going to add, I was going to do 100, but I'm going to just round it up. I'm going to go up to the nearest 100. So I'm going to do 200 here. And then in my car maintenance and registration, I'm also going to add, I remember I said that I was going to add the tolls there. So just keep my tolls here. I'm going to add $25 here. And then new clothes, because I don't want to forget that. School shopping, I'm going to go ahead and start that. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to add $100 there, and I'll probably start doing that. For birthdays and appreciation, I'll add another $25. And for home repairs, I normally do, let's see, I'm going to do $100 for home repairs. And then for their activities, I know my daughter has tumbling. That's going to be due. That's about $140. And then we'll probably also have some registration fees. She wants to try out a new team for this year and for next season. So I'm going to, just to get that going, I'm going to add, $160. Just for now. And I think that should be sufficient. So 430, 160, 30, 100, 192, 200, 25, 100, 25, 100, and then 160. So that's 1622. 1622 in savings. And you know what is I think I stress myself because I always forget that my sinking funds are actually a part of my savings too. And I'm trying to get used to it all over again. So what I'll do is I'll take it from what I, like my, and we gotta, that's a habit that I have to break. Like I'll take it from my paychecks and forget that this money is sitting in the bank, right? So I end up having to pay myself back later. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's a good problem to have, if it's a problem at all, to be quite honest and to be very frank. Because again, it eliminates so much stress in my life when I don't have to figure out how I'm going to make ends meet. And I'm certain that that's probably the same for many of you who are watching this and wanting to do better with your finances. But anyway, so this is where I will stop. Well, actually, no, I'll go ahead and fill in my bottom line here. which is adding up. Well, actually I can't because I got to fill in my church. And you all, I know you're probably like, well, what's the sense of doing the budget on screen if you're not going to share like your income information? There are a number of reasons why I don't, but I can talk you through it. So my next step would obviously be, so once you've gone through, and I'm going to do another video on this, you all, that's going to make it a little more clear. But once you've gone through and identified all of your needs, wants, and savings goals, you'll then also calculate all of the income that you're expecting. So this is your budgeted income. This is what you're expecting. And then once you do your monthly closeout, this is when you'll fill in your actual column. So you don't have to have a fancy worksheet like me. You can use like a regular notebook and you write it out line item by line item, okay? You don't have to use this particular worksheet, but I know that there are a lot of free resources online. I won't even bother you with trying to promote or sell this thing because, like I said, there are some really good worksheets out there online now, and it's going to save you. But you'll fill in your paychecks. I have it listed here. I have paycheck number 1. Well, I'll fill in 1 or 2, and I believe I only have 2 in June. But if I were to get 3, so I left an option. I could either add paycheck number 3 or circle or highlight other income and then identify how much that income is, like the payment will be. So once you've done all of that and you've totaled your income, you just add it to your total income column, which is over here. And then once you've identified all of your expenses and calculated them, so you'll add those expenses up. So it would be the $1,637, $1,622, the $3,309 plus my tithes and offering, and then the $810, and then that would go in my total expenses. And then I would subtract it, right? So your total income minus expenses is going to be your difference. So you either have a surplus or deficit for the month. If you are operating at a deficit, obviously you want to go through, and the first thing you're going to make adjustments to are your wants. These are things that are not needed, but you really desire to have. For instance, like with my dining out, I definitely know there's room to cut there. So if I were to be operating at a deficit, that would be the first one I'd tackle. I would also probably go down to, I will not touch my self-care because that is necessary. And I should probably add it to necessities. But it's over here. I need that for me. And I can't make any real adjustments here. And then in my savings funds, obviously I could make those adjustments there. But you should, when it comes to your savings, and you'll see here that I have 60, 30, 10, I can look at this and tell that I'm probably way over budget as it relates to my savings. So there will be some adjustments likely that I will have to make. But I've also been considering taking funds from my emergency savings and knocking out these debts. I've said this probably every month, but there's something in me that just won't allow me to do it. And I am going to continue to push through, but I'm gonna meditate on that a little bit more this month. But anyway, so these savings, I can look at them and I could tell that I may be slightly over because I'm only supposed to be at 10%. You all, I can at least tell you this: I am not making $162,000 a month. So, and I believe that is, not 162. I'm not making $16,222. I think that's what 10. So 16,220. Yeah, that's what it would be. So 10% of 16,220 would be the $1,622. I am not making that kind of money yet each month. So I know that I'm going to be over in my savings category. So I got to figure this out, you all. But even though I'm over in this category, I'm almost certain. No, I know for a fact I'm significantly way under in my 30s. Like, so it kind of balances out. So to stay true to what my budget rule is, I'll probably adjust this again to make certain that it fits my my lifestyle. But in all honesty, and now we're just going to chat really quick. I don't know that the budgeting rule is as important as the budget itself, because if once we get down and we start to get too nitpicky with it, you all, it becomes frustrating. It's more frustrating than it is helpful, and that does not lend to discipline in the area. It just leads to additional frustration, right? And we don't want to be gridlocked and escalate that frustration. So as I'm talking to you, I'm actually speaking to myself. Remain flexible with your budget. Even if you, like, for instance, because I'm not in a bad position. At the end of the day, I don't want to spend, like overly spend in areas that are, I guess, are wasteful. But in me saving funds so that we can do things, and make memories, like for me, that's like, obviously that's one of the reasons why I work. I want to make memories with my family. So I'm probably not going to make an adjustment and I'm working through this in real time with you all. I probably won't make the adjustment because, like I said, although I may be over in my savings, I'm under in my wants. And my necessities are taken care of. But what I will do is anything extra, like, and I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to tell you all right now, I'm going to commit to knocking out some of these debts, because I have a really low balance on some of these, and to just save that money a month, especially this $350, like I can probably knock this out by just making the final payment. But I hadn't done it because I'm like, I want to be able to have something to really speak to as it relates to debts when I do my videos. So, and for me, it I guess it's a sense of accomplishment, and I'm actually tracking it like through a video, and taking you all along this journey with me. But I'm certain many of you would appreciate if you have it, then just go ahead and pay it off and be done with it. And I think that's the approach that I am going to take at this point, because honestly, as much as I would love to keep doing it in this way with you all, it's probably not worth it. And not that you asked me to do it, it was just something that I decided to do, and I thought it would be good to do. But that 350 is something. That 350 are funds that I could be spending or saving in another category, or adding to my savings, so that I won't have to worry about other things. For instance, like, I know I'm going to need a new car soon, and that's a part of that 3 to 6 month savings. I've just decided that I'm going to take some of that to purchase my new car. But what I can be doing is using that 350 to create my own new car savings. Right, once I pay this off, the new car savings, and I could just add it there, because I do plan to pay cash for my next vehicle. No more car loans for me. But anyway, at this point, I'm just talking. I'm just trying to walk you all through my thought process as it relates to the budget. So that's that. I hope that this was somewhat helpful, just to see what I pretty much go through month to month, to see where my finances are, what I need to do, how I need to allocate my funds, and to what things I need to prioritize, what I need to prioritize financially each month. But anyway, so I also normally fill in my due dates on my desk calendar, and we're going to tackle that really quickly, so we know what funds come out at what time, what day of the month. So bear with me. I know it's quiet, but you all can't see what I'm doing. And it's because I have so much on my desk right now, and I don't want to. All right. So what I did is I just ripped off the May calendar so that we can use, have a clean slate for the June calendar. I'm just moving that out of the way. And I'm going to zoom out. Pardon me, I hit the camera there. zoom out so you all can see. All right, so in this one, what I'm going to do is go ahead and identify my paydays. Don't judge me, y'all. That is not an advertisement. Oh, your girl got to get it together over here. I need some more recording space. So, my first payday for June will be oh, it's this week. And remember, when I'm doing this, this is just for my 9 to 5, as well as my budgeting. Like that, I try to budget based on my 9 to 5 only. So anything extra, you all, that goes to savings and savings challenges and stuff like that. Okay. All right. So up first, obviously, my mortgage, which was due on the 1st, that was paid in May. But I'm going to put my mortgage, I'm going to put it down here because that, even though my June was covered in May, I do a mortgage payment bi-weekly. So actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put mortgage. I'm going to put mortgage here because each time I get paid, I send it straight to my mortgage. So I do bi-weekly payments for the mortgage. So I'm paying twice, and I'm going to put the amount I normally do, mortgage $660. And then, can you all see this okay? I hope so. And I'm going to $660 here. But everything else, so let's see, my electric bill for the month of June was already paid, you all. Today is actually the 3rd, so this was paid during May. No, yes. So, but I'm gonna put it on here anyway. My electric, it was I'm sorry, it was $159. 159. Okay, since I'm using a regular pen, I shouldn't have any issues with this. Let's see. There we go. And not a felt pen. Electric, Apple is due. My Apple Music. And then my tuition. And then nothing for the 529s this month. And then I have Disney Plus is on the 4th, so that's coming out soon. And then also my Prime membership is due on the 5th. So, and I know you all see that it is before the first payday of June, and I hope this makes sense to you. So since it's before the first payday of June, it was taken care of with my last paycheck in May, because I don't want to incur any late fees or risk service interruption. You want to make certain that you pay it with the paycheck. So in between those paychecks, if you have, for instance, and I'll try to explain it again, because this is the visual that I have now. So if you have any bills that are due between the 6th and the 20th of the month, you can exclude the 20th itself. So between the 6th and the 19th, if you have any bills that are due, your June 6th paycheck is what will cover those bills. Okay? And so anything that you see before June 6th, that was covered with my last paycheck, which was my May 23rd paycheck, okay? I hope that makes sense. So on the 6th, my iCloud is also due. So I did not pay my iCloud. and I don't think I even added that to the budget. I need to go back and add that. But I did not pay the iCloud with my May paycheck because it falls on my actual payday. And then I also have my cell phone bill, which is due on the 15th. So I have, I'm going to put the vendor there. And then I also have my Home Depot card that's due on the 8th. And then obviously, so every payday I have my tithe and offering. And then tithe and offering here. And then I also do the commissary. And also do the commissary payments here. I'll see that. I hope you all get that. And then let's see, on the 9th, I have my SCU credit card. And then on the 11th is IKEA. Y'all, I love that store. On the 12th, my water bill is due. And then on the 14th is my Sims. So as you see, it looks like my first paycheck of the month is probably going to be eaten up really quickly. And then my SBA is due on the 15th. And then I have my car wash for my, and I do use Mod Wash. Shout out to Mod Wash. And then the instrument rental is on the 21st, but that's about, like I said, I'll be returning that instrument, but I'm going to put it on here anyway. So I have the trombone, and then I have on the 22nd, listen, I have bills due pretty much every day of the month. My Discover, credit card, and then I have, well, which is now a part of Capital One. I don't know if you all are aware of that, but Discover and Capital One Bank have merged, and they've become this huge conglomerate. So keep your eyes out for that. Let's see, and I have, let's see, on the 25th, that credit card, I did pay off a card last month, you all. It was the Belts card. I did pay that off. I'm super excited about that. I no longer owe that. And then I have my Discover loan. My car insurance is due on the 27th of every month. It's on auto pay. And then my Google Drive is due on the 28th. And then I did cancel my Canva Pro subscription, and because it's not necessary for what I do. Like it's not worth the $15, at least not right now. And then my internet and cable bill is due on the 30th. And I also know that my daughters, like I said, I mentioned during the actual budgeting session. Let me find my worksheet here. So my fitness bill is due on every Monday, and it's by Cash App. So I did not go this Monday. I had to work late, but I have I'm gonna put HOS Tampa. That's the name of it. This month, yeah. And then I have, because it's every Monday. And remember, I budgeted, it's $12 a pop. And I didn't put the amount for everything else. But I'm going to put it for this. It's $12 per class. But it's so worth it, you all, because it's fun. And it's not one of those things that I dread. I'm actually really excited when I do go. And then I did mention that I wanted to add my Google Drive because it is not on here. And that has to be added. The Google Drive is, I believe, is it? My iCloud. Oh, and iCloud. Yeah, my iCloud is, oh, I can't remember. Let's see what do I have for this? So my Google Drive is $2, and then my iCloud is 10. Okay. So this is gonna take me up $12. So it's gonna be, okay. And I wanna make sure that I keep that accurate. Let me make certain I have every, lawn care. I'm not certain when he's going to bill me, but it looks like it's going to be easier because my next paycheck would come in right here. What would this be? July 4th. Oh no. So I'll get paid on July 3rd because the 4th is a holiday. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm just adding this because I know I'm going to have, no, I'm not going to do green. Let me just do yellow. I'm just going to highlight these. So even though I know, and I'm going to put, this is going to be payday number 1, July. All right, so I want to make certain. So I have the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, which is before the 4th. So anything that's due from the 1st through I'm going to say the 3rd, I have to add down here because they'll be paid with my 2nd paycheck from from June, right? So I'm going to add in my electric, which is due on the 1st, and it's probably going to be at $159. My Apple Music, which is $17, and then my tuition, which is $160. That's due on the 1st, and then nothing on the 2nd or the 3rd. Oh, I will have, in July, I will have $529 and insurance payments that are due, but I believe those are kind of in the middle of the month, so I'll account for those with my my first July paycheck. But then I do know that my mortgage is going to be due here, as well as my Disney Plus on this day. And I'm going to do my tithe, obviously, and offering. And then my, what did I say, though? The commissary. I'm going to try to do that. And I have it listed in 2 places here. If I have leftover funds for the month, I will send them funds both pay periods, and I try to do that. Honestly, I try to make a good effort to do that, because even if I have to cut my dining out budget, I do want to at least send that to my family members. Okay, so I think that is about it. I don't add like our grooming and all of that because it's cash. Everything that I have on here is paid out of my banking account, out of my checking account. So if I like my eating out, I'm not going to put that on here. You all, it doesn't make sense to do so. And I kid you not, as I'm writing on this, it just dawned on me, like, I believe, aside from what I decide to budget for, like my savings and sinking funds, I'm really starting to feel like I could just use, and like my cash, I guess I'll call it my cash funds, I could really just use this. No, I need them both. Okay, so scratch that, because I do believe they are both just as valuable. So I'll continue to do them both. But anyway, so this is it for the month of June. I've gotten that set up and I'm ready to rock and roll. First paycheck coming in the next 4 days or so. And you all remember, each month when you're done, and I'll probably do it for June, each month you want to go back and reconcile to see if you were able to stick with your budget. If you are not tracking your expenses, I don't track my expenses, but I do keep receipts. I probably, as I'm trying to develop this channel and grow more, I may begin to actually calculate using my receipts. But because I use the cash system, I feel like that's redundant in trying to track my expenses. Honestly, I know that I've allocated $300 for eating out for the month. So if during a 2-week period, if I'm over, if I spend $130, then I know that I had $20 left over from my eating out fund. But the key is to sticking to your actual allocations in your wallet. What I've seen myself do is I will even borrow from another section. That's one of the reasons, not sections, but another envelope or fund. For instance, like my miscellaneous and entertainment. This past this past week, I actually used some of my miscellaneous to treat us for, I think it was like a trip to Chick-fil-A, and that's fine because it's my miscellaneous, right? But if I wanted to do anything else, let's say I wanted to take us out for ice cream, we couldn't do it because I spent it, eating out. So that's why I use the miscellaneous. Like, although I'm budgeting for the 150, life happens during the week and we have to grant ourselves some grace, you all. But what you don't want to do is pull out that debit card, okay? Do not pull out your debit card. If you were seeking my approval, I am okay with you borrowing from another cash fund that is currently in your wallet instead of going and sliding or swiping your debit card or inserting your debit card, tapping your debit card, whatever you do, because I know some of you can become very literal. So whatever you do, just don't use your debit card, okay? As we work through this journey together, I think that's going to really help us keep it straight, right? Like, we know we won't have to worry about overdrafts. We'll know exactly what's left in our accounts, because I do leave a buffer in my account for things that are unexpected during the month. I don't know, because I believe I've gotten a pretty good grasp on the expenses, but you never know, right? You might be out somewhere, or like, for instance, if my tolls are going to be coming out, because I do have those on auto draft, like to replenish my account once I hit like below, I think it's $20, so it'll automatically draft it. I don't want to incur an overdraft fee for that, so I leave a little bit of money in my accounts, and when I say a little bit, I mean no more than like $500, so that I have that buffer again. And then in the event I am somewhere and I have to make an emergency spend, I will have access to that money and not have to transfer it from my savings account. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, I'm trying to cover everything, but I'll also speak to some of these principles in my upcoming videos. I've been reading a lot of books, trying to become as knowledgeable as possible in this area of personal finance, and I'm excited to share that content with you all in the very near future. But for now, I believe that is it. We've tackled our June 2025 budget. I hope you all have made it through and you're feeling comfortable. If not, please email me. I'm happy to take questions. Email or leave a comment in the comment section below. I will respond to all of the comments. I don't have many subscribers at this point, so it's not overwhelming. I want to see us all win, and we can all win. So if you have questions, feel free to jump in the comment section below, and I will see you all again in the next video. Bye for now.